It's been about 3 weeks since I was here, and right now we're doing a blood test. There's water in here, and I came here yesterday actually, so water's been here for about 15-16 hours, and it has not escaped. And there's my watermark right here. Just flip to this wall. And it'll look pretty good, so we're going to drink water. Okay, so flood test passed. Plan for today is to install tile. And now that we have our water drained, we're going to glue this clean out. Still needs to go right in here. Take off the axis. Next step, what we're going to do is we're going to take all these rocks and we're going to spread them. We're going to rip them out from the mash to make a unique seamless look. To get started, we're going to use a full sheet, cut a straight line so we have a nice drop off at the drain channel. And from there, as you see, you have these loose pieces that we're going to fill them in by hand, piece by piece, all the way through. We're going to install the tile now. Now that we have our floor, then it's time for us to measure at the height for the niche. And to do that, I need to get our tape measure. And well, obviously this is our lowest point here. I already did the measurements, I did the math, so this is the mark. It's going to be, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot a laser beam across and fabricate the niche. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and rip through these studs right here. And one important thing you need to know, that this is not a load-bearing wall. So on the other side of this wall, it's a closet. This wall is just a divider. So we're gonna tie it up with 2x4s on the bottom and top. But if you have a load-bearing wall, do not cut your studs. Also, this is my tile mark. This is where my tile is gonna be, 3rd row up. And as you see, I'm shooting my laser beam about 3/8 lower. This is because when we're going to miter this, it's going to sit 3/8, so lower. So we need to lower it. So our 45-degree top mark is right here, and bottom is going to be right here. Okay, so we're going to start tying this up, and for this, I cut my template. So this is going to be my basically finished 1/2-inch go board is going to be on the laser beam. So I need to set the height for the 2x4s. I'm going to lower the laser just a tad more. And now, since I have cleaned the frame and it's all level, I can go ahead and close up the wall. Last step for the niche is run a bead of sealant. I know I didn't really explain how I got the layout for the niche, all the measurements, but I started from my lowest point, which is at the drain, and I got 2 full tiles. Third tile is going to be the niche, and the way this is laid out, so this is a full tile and full tile here. Let's see my niche marks. So this is where the niche, but we need to obviously go a little lower for the tile because we're going to miter these cuts. So you got the templates, but it's easier to show. It's going to be right here, and this is my tile mark. And when I have my third tile, and 2 rows down. So precise measurements. This is not, second guessing. Where is it going to be potentially? You don't have to cut off like 1/4 inch, or you can install like a 1/2 inch slivers in here. I like to measure everything out, know exactly what I'm working with, and this is why I like to have tile on site for this purpose, especially with niches. Today is a new day, and we are going to begin with cleaning up. So I made a mess yesterday. We had to get all this vacuumed. So I do want to route the shower pen today. I don't know if there's gonna be time or not, but we're gonna shoot for it. But for now, let's clean up all this stuff, get it out of the way, and prep the floor with a heating element. Okay, now what we're doing is we're locating the stud to mount the single gain for the flooring thermostat. So it shows we got electrical going on here. Okay, should be somewhere here. And when mounting the flooring thermostats, you want to be eye level so you don't have to bend down and look for it. So right around here, it's going to be a perfect location. And looks like we have our stud right here on this side. Now what we're gonna do is run the conduit through the wall so our wire just not dangling around. Last but not least, we're gonna wash the floor to remove any remaining debris, dust particles, to ensure a proper bond between the membrane and the floor. A lot of people skip this step. We don't. So laying down the membrane, self-explanatory. You just want to match the notches here so that you run the wire. It's okay if it's offset just a little bit. Nothing to it really. So the membrane comes in two varieties, either sheets like these or roll. I did not get the roll because there's not enough square footage here to roll it out. It's more work. So we're gonna install it by sheet, and to get started, just lift this up, spread the thin set, and put it back on, and we're gonna go sheet by sheet. We're getting ready to install the wire, the heated wired schluter ditra heat. For this, we're going to do a little math, some measuring. So we're not heating the wire under the vanity and 8 inches away from the toilet. 2 inches away from walls and 2 inches away from vents. So to see if we have enough or too much, because you can run this either every 3 notches apart or 3 to 3. The typical vanity has 24 inches, well 22 inches, so we're gonna measure 24 inches. So this is our stop, and from here I'm going to measure the square footage and see if we're going to do 2-3 or 3-3. Let's go ahead and field our sensors. Schluter now provides 3 sensors. 2 sensors come with the wire, and 1 sensor comes with the thermostat. Now we're going to install all 3, and we're going to use only 1. And in case one stops working, we keep swapping them out, and they should last about 20 years. Okay, so I got my sensors all installed, and there are different locations. You want to be farther away from a vent, from a heating source, also from windows. There's any windows here, so it's not going to be a problem. So, feels like this is a good spot. Now, we have all of this slack, all this wire that I'm gonna need. So what I'm gonna do is trim it, cut it right around here. Same goes for this, but we're not going to cut it just yet because I'm going to need this information when we're going to be hooking up the thermostat. So I got my self-leveling nice and thin. Before I start pouring, I'm going to make a little dam here so it doesn't go inside the vent. All right, we are all done for today. I'll come back in about 3 hours, turn off the lamp. And yeah, it's pretty good. Tomorrow floor install, and all the spots that didn't get filled, I'll just fill it tomorrow. Today is a new day, and our self-leveling is all filled up. Let's go ahead and remove the dam. What type of grout should you be using on particular installation? For this, we're going to be using a sanded grout. And difference between sanded and non-sanded grouts. Sanded grout, we have joints that are 1/2 inch. We have joints that are 1/16 of an inch. Non-sanded grouts are good for very small, tight joints. So non-sanded grout is not good for particular installation. This is the grout we're going to be using for the shower pan floor. Laticrete Permacolor. It does really good for those big gaps between tiles, holds it really well. Now, always read the label for mixing instructions. This one calls to wait 5 minutes and remix it after 5 minutes. And I'm saying this because every grout is different. For example, I got this mapping here that we use for the laundry floor, non-sanded. And this one says not to mix it. It just said spread immediately. Now, if you go ahead and wait 5-10 minutes, that's 5 minutes less for you to clean up. So now we're gonna mix this. And mix it on the low setting. If you're using a drill, you can always mix it by hand, and use cold water. Don't use warm water to mix grout. It'll start grabbing a lot sooner than you think. We'll begin by pouring the water in. And low setting. Now we got the consistency that I like to work with. We're not runny enough, so if you have too much water in the grout, it'll start cracking over time. So I'm gonna wait 5 minutes to remix this. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off, wash the surface of the shower pan. So it's been about 7 minutes. So we're gonna go and remix it. Okay. And you wanna mix it for about a minute. Floor is now all grouted, and we're gonna come back in about 10 minutes to check up on it. The bag says you have 15 to 30 minute working time, and that all depends on the temperature. So it's pretty hot in here. It's maybe 72, 75 degrees in this room. So it's going to start curling up a lot faster than it would be if it was 65 degrees in here. Also, I'd say it did a pretty good job estimating how much grout we need. Have a little bit left over, and keep this until you're all done washing it. So it's been actually about 40 minutes. These grout joints are fairly large, and the grout is now firm. Still soft but firm. So we can go ahead and give it a wash. As you notice, there's still a lot of haze in this because yesterday I only washed it one time, and I don't want to smear the grout too much. And we're just gonna wash it again to clean up all this haze so we can cover it and start working on the walls.